Hello everyone, my name is Alexander Garcia. Welcome back. Happy Earth Day today. Hope you all having a great day and celebrating the planet. I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded my video. I've been very busy since my last upload, but I'm here now. So today I would like to show some comics that I picked up from my local comic book shop during this past month. So quite a lot, but it's worth it. I'm really happy about all these comics. So first off, um, I was looking through the back of my comic book store, and in the back of my comic book store they have bundles of comics. So I picked this up because it looked really interesting. From Boom Studios, I got Six Gun Gorilla, the complete series 1 through 6. So we have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. So I was really happy to pick up that. Interesting comic series it looks like. I initially picked this up because, for one thing, I love gorillas. They're one of my favorite animals of all time. And caught my eye, Six Gun Gorilla. I'm excited to read this. I haven't gotten to it yet. Next, I got another pack of comics. There's another complete series of Marvel Contest of Champions. The second series of this, because the very first one came out in the 1980s. And I picked this up because I have the game downloaded on my phone. I've been playing it for about 2 years, and I've always loved it. And I love it. And I didn't know there was a comic book series about it until recently, so that's why I got this. So we got number 1. Nice cover of Maestro. Number 2, Variant Edition. Nice Venom with the Spider-Man cape. Number 3. Number 4. Nice Electro cover. Number 5. And number 6. So really cool comic book, 2 very cool comic book series that I'm excited to read. Next is a series that I did not pick up. Number 1, their first printing, when it first came out, because I wasn't sure what it was until I started reading. So I started watching comic book auctions that night. Actually Peter Parker's comics auction on that Wednesday, the very first Wednesday of April. Talking about this comic and how Keanu Reeves made a comic. And I wasn't sure because I remember seeing this comic. I was like, oh wait, that guy looks like Keanu Reeves, and it wasn't confirmed until later that night. So, but I was lucky to go back next week to get this cool copy of Berserker number 1, the foil variant. Very nice. And I went back a couple more times because I saw this one and I said, I might as well get it to the Berserker number 1 foil variant, the other cover. Very nice. And then it was last week, I decided I didn't want to ruin these copies because I was thinking about getting them graded. So I decided to pick up a reader copy, and pick up a reader copy of Berserker number 1, and this is just a regular variant cover. I've read it, and I'm excited to pick up number 2 next week, which I know with the 4 variant, you could bring in the proof of purchase of this and this card, and you get a free copy of exclusive Something is Killing the Children #1. I'm excited about that. Next, I got King in Black #5. They only had the variant edition when I got to my comic book store that day, but it's still really cool. I love this cover. I am missing #4, so I have that on order. Well, my comic book shop ordered it for me, so I'm waiting on that. So I'm excited to read the whole series. Next, we have King in Black Ghost Rider #1 with the Women's History Month variant cover with Kushala on the cover. Really nice cover. I love it. Next, we have Savage Dragon number 250, the 250th anniversary special. I got this because I'm running anticipation with a big Savage Dragon lot that I'm going to be receiving from Max Comics later this week. So I got this one in anticipation for it. It's really nice. Next, I picked up some Rick and Morty comics. Rick and Morty Worlds Apart, #1, #2, and #3. I picked these up because I love the show Rick and Morty, and I've been meaning to read the comics. And I saw these, I was like, oh, might as well pick them up. And it's been a good week so far, and I can't wait for the 4th and final issue of the series. Next, next I got The Trials of Ultraman #1. I've never read Ultraman before, but I've always heard of Ultraman. But I decided to get this comic because I heard a lot of great things about it, and it piqued my interest. And then I also got, yesterday, I got The Trials of Ultraman #2. Really nice cover. I'm excited to read this series because it looks interesting. And along with that, I got Ultra Mega #1. Very nice cover. And the back cover. To be honest, when I went to my comic book store, during the week, I saw this cover and it looked interesting to me. And I know you always say don't judge a book by its cover, but I thought this really looked cool, so I took the chance on reading it, picking it up, even though I never heard about it ever. And I read it, and it's a really great story. I like it. So I got this, the regular cover, #1, and I also picked up the 1-for-5 retailer incentive variant because I thought it looked really cool, and I thought, might as well. I have a little to spare, so I picked it up. And then yesterday I picked up Ultra Mega #2. I subscribed to this series, so they have this on hold for me, so that's good. Next, we have Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon. #2, this is the Marvel Masterworks 300th Anniversary Variant Edition. We have #3. And then we have #4. I decided to pick up the rest of these issues, or subscribe to the rest of these issues, because I bought Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon #1, which was the Alien vs. variant cover, and I read it, and I thought it was a really interesting story, so I decided I might as well pick up the rest of the other ones as well. So I'm excited to read this series to the end. I think there's only 2 more left. Yeah, it goes to 6 issues, so I'm happy about that. And these next 3 comics I picked up which was the first Wednesday of April, which was ENIAC #1, the second printing. I heard a lot of great things about this comic when it first came out. I remember seeing it in my comic book store when it first came out, and I don't know, I never knew anything about it, and it didn't cross my mind to get it. I remember seeing it there, the very first printing. Has gone up in price really fast, so really good. So I picked up the second printing, so I was happy with that. Along with that, on the same day, I got ENIAC #2, and I got Tankers #1, which is really cool. I'm glad I decided to get it because I know I started doing my research more about that idea, the comic book publisher, that they'll be releasing a new comic series or a new part of the comic of an existing comic series every month, once a month. So I decided to pick up Tinkers, and I subscribe to every Bad Idea comic that's going to come out. So when that comes out, each one comes out, I'll be having on hold. So I'm glad. And I just recently found out that this copy, like this book, is priced at $50 now, even though I got it for $6. So I saw that on Key Collector's app. So if that is true, that is really cool. And I really like the cover too. With a lot of dinosaurs and robots. Next, I picked up Maestro #5, their first series, or like the newer series, because I completed their very first. So I read all of it now, and honestly, I think it was a really great series, in my opinion. And next, I picked up Maestro of War and Pax #3 and Maestro of War and Pax #4. And I already read all the both of these already, and I'm excited to read. I think it's the conclusion next, and I'm very happy with the series. It's also really great. Next, I picked up this comic last week, mainly because it looked interesting, and I wanted to give new comics a try. And it's just me, which is Minky Woodcock, the Girl Who Electrified Tesla. I got the photo variant cover with Pearl Bailey on the cover. This photograph right here. And it's pretty cool because yesterday, when I was uploading photos of these comics on my comic book Instagram, I tagged her in the post, and it's really cool because she followed me back on my Instagram page and liked and commented on my post. So I thought that was really cool. So I read this. It's really good. I read this, and it's a really great comic. So I subscribed to the rest of the issues. So can't wait to see where this goes from, how it progresses. Next, I picked up Geiger #1. I heard a lot of great things, or people were saying that this was a great comic before it came out, so I decided to pick it up when it came out. I really liked the cover. Next, I picked up Beta Way Bill #1. I read it. That was really interesting. Cannot wait to read #2 and onward. Next is a comic that I looked up before like New Comic Book Day last week, and I instantly subscribed to it after reading the description of this. And I highly recommend anyone who has not read this comic to read it. I think it is very powerful and everything. It is Home. It's about is about the immigrants who are coming to the U.S. and how they're unfairly put into detention centers, and how they are unfairly separated from their families, how children are unfairly separated from their parents. And it's about a boy who also develops superpowers while in the detention center after being separated from his mother. Very powerful. I really enjoyed it. This was literally the first comic I read when I got home last week, and I instantly subscribed to the series. So I'm looking forward to how this plays out, because it's very relevant to what's been happening um, during this past year and a half, or in the years past, even more so, under the the past president that we had. I won't even justify by saying his name. The law he put in, putting immigrants into detention centers and everything. So, highly recommend this book, this comic, and the series as a whole. Next, I picked up Man, Goat, and the Bunny Man. I read the description of this. I decided to pick it up when it came out. And I thought it was really cool because I'm into cryptozoology, like Sasquatch, Loch Ness Monster, and all that. And this is what it's about. Or about cryptids in general, because the Man, Goat, and Bunny Man are cryptids. And it's a really fun read. I enjoyed it. I cannot wait for all 3 issues. Next, I picked up Spider-Man Spider Shadow, #1. I picked it up because it was really interesting, because it was what if Spider-Man kept the symbiote suit. I read it. Really interesting, dark, but I cannot wait to read the rest of it. Next, I picked up Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, #1. And #2. I'm excited to see where this goes. I have not read it yet, but it's on my to-do list. I heard great things about it. Next, I picked up Nonstop Spider-Man #1 and #2. I picked these up because I like Spider-Man, and it's a new series. I thought, like, oh, let's see where this goes. And so far, it has not disappointed me, in my opinion. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Next, I picked up Kanto and the City of Giants #1. I picked this up because I've been hearing a lot of, recently, before this came out, how great things about Kanto and everything. And I've heard of Kanto before till like the beginning of April, and then more and more. And it was very popular with the first 2 series. So I decided to pick this up because I figured that it was going to be very popular too. So I've yet to read this. I'm actually waiting for my comic book shop ordered volume 1 of the Kanto trade paperback of the first series, and I'm waiting for the second trade paperback to come out of the second series, so I could read those and I could read this, because it's supposed to be a in between what happens after the second series, and which will be leading up to Kanto 3. Next, I picked up Dark Hawk, Heart of the Hawk. Which says celebrating 30 years with creators of the past, present, and future. This is the first issue of Dark Hawk since the end of the first one of his very first series. And I picked this up. I read it. It was really nice, and I'm excited that I think they're going to be releasing a new series of Dark Hawk. Next, now these are going to be pickups that I picked up last week. Yesterday. I know these were in this pile that I just showed were a mixture of this week and the past weeks in April. But now this is strictly for last week. So I picked up this because Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors, Rise Up Part 1. I picked this up because I absolutely love Godzilla. Oh wait, before I start that, I forgot to show these off first. Last week I picked up Godzilla Dominion. graphic novel, which is a prequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. And then I picked up Kingdom Kong, which is also a graphic novel, which is a prequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla and King Kong are my two favorite monsters of all time. So I had to pick this up. I watched the movie the day it came out, and I was very, very pleased with it. Alright, so back to this. I picked up Godzilla Monsters and Protectors #1. And then I picked this, and I got the variant too, the photo cover variant, cover B, which is of the original Gojira, that was released in 1954 in Japan. I got this one because I love the original Godzilla movie, and I am going to get this one graded. So, very happy about that. Sadly, I was not able to pick up the 1 in 10 variant of Godzilla Monsters and Protectors. My comic book shop didn't order it, so kind of sad, but it's alright. I could probably find it somewhere else, maybe on the internet, but I'm happy that I at least got this one. This is the one I really wanted. Next, I picked up, well, first, I picked up Alien #1 that came out. Really nice cover. I've not read it yet. I know, like, after this came out in March, and I think how come he hasn't read it, because I think this cover is really nice. I really love this cover, and I want to get this one graded. I'm waiting for the second print of #1, which is coming out next week, so I can actually have like a reader copy. Because I don't know, in my opinion, this is the regular cover. I think this is the best one. It's better. It's the best cover, even out of all the variants that this one had. So that's why I want to get it graded. I love the Alien franchise. And yesterday I picked up Alien #2. And then I also picked up the Stephanie Hahn's variant of Alien #2. Very nice cover. I might get this one graded too. Very beautiful. I'm really excited to read the new Alien series and the new Predator series that's coming out in June. So really happy for that. I love the Alien and Predator franchises. Next, I picked up the Many Deaths of Layla Store #1. They didn't have the regular cover. They only have this one and a Peach Momoko's, I think, cover. That was $24 at my comic book stores. I said, I don't really want to pay that much for because this week's budget. So I got the foil death variant. Very beautiful. I'm glad I did. Very interesting read, by the way. I read it when I got home. Very interesting. Love it. Next, I picked up Women of Marvel #1. I'm glad that they're celebrating, that they have a whole anthology of stories that are just dedicated to the women of Marvel, and that they highlight women who are working, that are part of the staff in Marvel. So that's why I picked this up. Really amazing. I read that as a one-shot, so I was really looking forward to picking this one up, and I'm glad I did. Next, I picked up Way of X #1. A nice, really cool Nightcrawler cover. Next, I picked up Spider-Woman #11. I actually picked up the Heroes Reborn variant because I'm excited to read the Heroes Reborn series that's coming out in May. I signed up already for all the issues, even I think the tie-ins too of this, and and there's a lot of covers, but so just to save money on my budget, I decided to only choose the variants that are coming out of the ones I like, and I thought this one was really cool, the one with Thanos. Next, I got the Amazing Spider-Man #64. Is another Heroes Reborn variant, but I forgot this character's name, holding up the Hulk. Really cool. Next, I got the Mighty Valkyries #1. I have a description of this, and I thought it was really interesting, so I signed up for the series, ongoing series. So I'm excited to read this. Next, I got Captain Marvel, Sorcerer Supreme. Got it because it's a nice cover, and I personally like Captain Marvel. Apparently, this is the new debut of her new suit. So happy to read that. To read it. Next are some comics I picked up in the dollar bins in my local comic book shop, which is, and first is Annihilation Scourge, Silver Surfer. I think this says, I looked it up, and it's black, Silver Surfer black, and I think Nova, I think it's Nova, or combined to each other, or combined with each other. So I got this one, #1. This looks interesting, so I got it. Then I got Spider-Woman #1, the variant edition of the current series. Looks really cool. I know I have a couple Spider-Woman comics with the Alien vs. variant and How the Heroes Reborn variant, so I decided, this is with the #1 issue of it. I picked this one up because I thought it looked really cool. Never seen it before. It's the X-Men 75-cent Ashcan edition. It's a small comic book, which is published in 1994. So I picked this up. It looked cool. Never had an Ashcan edition of anything, so I picked it up. Then next I got some True Believers. #1, Annihilation Super Skrull. This is the introduction of the Super Skrull of the Mighty Thor. I think, yeah, it's the reprint of the Mighty Thor 142. So I decided to pick that up. It looked interesting, because I know I can't afford the original copy of this. And then True Believers #1 came Black Panther, which is the reprint of Fantastic Four 52. I don't have thousands of dollars to buy the original one, so getting a dollar reprint is really nice. Next, I got True Believers #1, the Criminally Insane Gypsy Moth, by Spider-Woman on cover, and this is a reprint of Spider-Woman, the Spider-Woman #10. Looks like her very first series. Again, I don't have the money to pick up the original, so I'm glad I was able to find these True Believers reprints. And next I got Image First, which is like True Believers for Marvel, but it's for the first issues of Image Comics. I got Ascender #1 reprint. I looked this up randomly a month ago, and it seemed very interesting, and so I decided to pick up #1 reprint in the #1, so I can read it. And I know the series Descender is out too, so I'm thinking about getting the trade paperbacks of the series, or the series that is already out and everything. So I'm very happy about that. So these are all the comics I picked up in this month actually. And hopefully I could get on a regular schedule. Who knows, maybe it might be once a month or twice a month I upload videos. So I'm really excited about all these comics and everything, and cannot wait to read them, especially the ones I was really excited about. As you can clearly see, there's some comics series I was really excited about to read, so who knows, I might do a review of the comics I read on my next video. Well, other than that, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, night, evening, and happy Earth Day. Bye, everyone.